Yes. The expense of justice, the second duty of the sovereign. Yeah. That of protecting as far as possible every member of the society from the injustice or oppression of every other member of it. Or the duty of establishing an exact administration of justice requires two very different degrees of expense in different periods of society. Yes. See, they say, or Adam Smith does, yes, that the causes civil governments opposed to certain subordination. Yes. But as the necessity of civil government gradually grows up with the acquisition of valuable property, so the principal causes which naturally introduce subordination gradually grow up with the growth of that valuable property. Now, this subordination, yes, of those that are in government, Sheriff, yeah. I was having a little talk with somebody who said, well, the military is really not needed, folks. As if every sheriff and every police officer was going to submit themselves as subordinate to the actual laws of the United States. But I reminded him there was that in the Constitution about, sedition, yes, rebellion. Now I'm having to work through a very rebellious county that just will not acknowledge the laws of the United States. Then I'm having to work with a state that won't use their state national guard, their state guard, yes, to enforce the civil rights of citizens. And as I look at this justice, on the causes or circumstances which naturally introduce subordination or which naturally an antecedent to any civil institution give some men superiority over the greater part of their brethren, seem to be four in number. Yes, the first of those causes are superiority of personal qualifications of strength, beauty, agility of body, wisdom and virtue, prudence, justice, fortitude, and moderation of mind. Then the second is the superiority of age. You're just older than I am. Then there's the third of these, the superiority of fortune. You're richer than I am. Ouch. Isn't that right, Sheriff? You're older, you're smarter, you're richer, and what else are you? The fourth is the superiority of your birth. You were born into a family. Well, see this superiority that I'm having to work through? Yes, for all the rich, handsome, ouch, born. I want every fucking one of you to know right now. I was not born of superior birth. My mother was 17 and my father was 17. And her parents, Raymond Arthur Arp, had been catting around, and my grandmother, she had a second marriage. Not very good birth. And I grew up poor. My stepfather was on disability insurance for most of my childhood. My mom worked in minimum wage jobs, and she was a parapro in a junior high. I didn't have much money. And then they were idiots. I didn't have the superiority of age at the age of 48 fucking years old right now. Aren't you special today? Aren't you fucking special today? Now, these stupid fucking National Guards in each and every state of the United States, I have documented in thousands, tens of thousands of videos the crime of this fucking county. Are you superior to the United States of America? We have a real superiority complex in the government of this nation. Yes. When the sovereign or chief exercises his judicial authority in his own person, how much soever he might abuse it, it must have been scarce possible to get any redress, because there could seldom be anybody powerful enough to call him to account. Now, these judges, yes, that have been exercising their judicial authority, have been superior to the judge. When the sovereign or chief superior court judges in every county of the United States, that decided to exercise their judicial authority in your own person instead of underneath the authority of the law of the United States. How much soever he might abuse it, it must have been scarce possible to get any redress. Now, I've been asking for some redress. Yes, yes. And you've been total fucking ignorant assholes right now. Now, I'd like to have some redress. State of Washington. I'd like you to deploy your state guard. And I'd like you to enforce